fresitas de YouTube, un día más en este canal donde no tenemos globos, pero tenemos manos. Let's go.
Todo el que se me acerca, como siempre. Rebeldía +2. ¿Por qué? Porque se ha muerto un colono, que no ha sido mi culpa. Tío, de verdad, ¿eh? ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ah! La Toriana es esa, ¿no?
All right, we just need to find this creature and determine what it... Kila, what is that?
Eso digo, che, ¿eso es una
That
planta?
does not look like any plant I've ever seen. This may be problematic.
Y habrá que matarla, me supongo. Como un calamar planta pulpo raro. No, no es una planta esto, ¿qué dices? ¿Eh?
Invaders, your every step is a transgression. 1,000 feelers appraise you as meat, good only to dig or decompose. I speak for the old growth as I did for Saren. You are within and before the Thorian. It commands that you be in awe.
Vengo a hacer un trabajo. Vamos a intentar no matarla.
You gave something to Sarah. Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
A ver, tío, que yo no soy Saren.
Give me what I need, and I'll strike back at the one who betrayed you.
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry. Your lives are short, but have gone on too long.
Me va a pegar.
Your blood
Hasta luego. Tío, yo quería ser pacífico. De verdad te lo digo. A ver, ¿qué tengo que hacer? ¿Tengo que disparar a eso? Ah, vale, lo veo. Matar a estos bichos, por favor. Vas a morir por cabezona. Vas a morir por cabezona.
That hurt it. I can tell. A few more of those and it's in trouble.
¿Qué me va a sacar ahora? Ah, siempre saca un clonasari. Uy, se ha enfadado. Se ha enfadado.
Semáforo 26 es una fresita.
¿Semáforo? ¡Matar a la Sari! No, 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 que me mata, loco, que me mata. ¡Matar a esto! Trofeiño. Tía, a estos les da igual, vienen aquí hasta tu cara. ¡Matadle, matadle! Voy a hacer esto un segundo, compañeros. Vosotros seguís matando zombies. ¡Eh! Que creía que estaba muerto, tú. ¿Y esto no lo puedo matar? No sé qué es eso, pero... Tío, ¿cuántos bichos hay por el amor de Cristo? ¿Dónde va? ¡Que me mata, Grex! Madre mía de mi vida. Espérate, que se me ha muerto esta mujer, tío. Esta mujer la tengo que cambiar, ¿eh? Tiene muy poco aguante. Muere, hombre, muere. Vale, chavales. Ahí hay un montón de bichos, ¿eh? Oscar, muchísimas gracias por ese follow. Un besazo enorme para ti. Mata, 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 mata. Tali, cariño, ¿te puedes no poner en medio, por favor? Es que es normal que mueras. Mira, muerto. Pero si es que aquí el tanque... El tanque es el otro, tío. Si tengo que estar diciéndole lo que tienen que hacer... Muy complicado, ¿eh? Que sé que se pueden posicionar, decirle que se posicionen y esas cosas. Ah, ya lo hemos matado. Vale. ¡Eh! Tío, ¿cuánta gente tenían aquí metida? No te mueras, Tali, por favor, te lo pido. ¿Cuánta gente hay? Vaya. Espérate, espérate, pero este hombre ¿con qué va? ¿Por qué va con la pistola? Ponte esto, hombre. Si tú con la escopeta estás OP. ¿Por qué no me puedo mover? ¿Por qué no me podía mover? ¿Por qué se ha muerto esta otra vez? ¿Verdad, ves? Tali es muy buena gente, pero... Hala, otro menos. ¿Por qué me pone que hay 8000 bichos aquí? Ah, está bien. Espérate, espérate, ¿qué habilidades tengo? ¿Esto qué es? ¿Habéis cargado a la Sari? Bueno,
Perimeter secured.
está bien. ¿Y ahora qué? Creía que este estaba ya petado. Bueno, miren por aquí, chavales, ¿o no? Están abajo. Me está intentando penetrar en la mente. Sí, penetrar. Habéis escuchado bien. A ver, a ver, a ver, a ver. Quiero usar algo de esto. ¿Esto qué es? Ay, pero es que no tengo nada de... Por usar algo. La ha reventado tú. ¡Oh! Espera, 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 espera. Ya se ha muerto otra vez esta mujer, tío.
Just a scratch.
Vale, más para arriba no puedo ir. Pero ¿cuántos de estos tiene este bicho? Bueno, 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 vamos a morir aquí todos, ¿eh? Pero no te me pongas en medio. Pero que aguanta este hombre no es ni medio normal, ¿eh? ¡Oh! ¿Pero cómo hay gente aquí? ¿Ya está? Hasta luego, la planta control mental. Hola, Bizar. Ay, Mai. Esta es buena. Esta es de la que hacía los clones.
I suppose I should thank you for releasing me.
Is everything all right? Are you hurt?
I am fine, or I will be, in time. My name is Shiala. I served Matriarch Benezia. When she allied herself with
Ojo.
Saren, so did I. Benezia foresaw the influence Saren would have. She joined him to guide him down a gentler path. But Saren is compelling. Benezia lost her way.
Are you saying Saren can control minds?
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
Tenía que haber venido con
She tried
Liara.
to manipulate Saren, but in the end, her plan backfired.
Asari matriarchs are among the most intelligent and powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it Sovereign. It can dominate the minds of his followers. They become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian to learn its secrets. Saren offered me in trade I was sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
Then why were the Geth trying to destroy the Thorian?
After Saren had what he needed, the Thorian became a liability. Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are following his steps. He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city. It watched and studied them. When they died, it consumed them. They became a part of it.
So the Thorian taught Saren to think like a Prothean. How?
The cipher is the very essence of being a Prothean. It cannot be described or explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes. To understand, you must have access to endemic ancestral memory, a viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations. I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined. Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
Vale, pero es que yo también lo quiero.
I need that knowledge to stop Saren.
There is a way. I can transfer the knowledge from my mind to yours, as I did with Saren. Try to relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths. Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
¿Esos son los segadores? ¿O más Gets?
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are part of you now.
What was that? Commander Shepard, are you all right?
Muy bien.
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience of an entire people. It will take time for your mind to process this information.
You look a little unsteady, Commander. Perhaps you should return to the Normandy.
Mira cómo se preocupa
I'm
por
sorry
mí.
if you have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
¿Qué hago ahora contigo? Pobrecita.
I can't spend any more time here. Not while Saren's still out looking for the conduit.
Then I wish good fortune upon you. Saren must be stopped before he finds the conduit. As for me, I will stay here with the colonists. I feel great shame for my part in their suffering. As long as any of the colonists remain on this world, I will do whatever I can to aid and protect them.
You
Pues
did
te ha
it.
saludado.
With the Thorian gone, we can start
La
rebuilding for
fritísima.
ourselves again. And we're free of exogenes threats. We're back to being just a little nowhere colony. Thank you, Commander.
Ah, ahora sí me dan las gracias. Ahora sí me dan las gracias. Fíjate tú por dónde.
Commander, you look pale. Are you suffering any ill effects from the cipher?
I just need some time to let this cipher do its thing.
I might be able to help you. I am an expert on the Protheans. If I join my consciousness to yours, maybe we can make some sense of it.
Madre mía, pues toda la mente, venga,
Do
anda.
it. Hurry. We don't have much time.
We're back to being just a little nowhere colony. Thank you, Commander.
La fritísima.
Ah, ahora sí me dan las gracias. Ahora sí me dan las gracias. Fíjate tú por dónde.
Relax, Commander. Embrace eternity. That was incredible. All this time, all my research, yet I never dreamed. I am sorry. The images were so vivid. I never imagined the experience would be so intense. You are remarkably strong-willed, Commander. What you have been through, what you have seen, would have destroyed a lesser mind.
Come on, get to the point. What did you see?
Tío, esta tía es una borde, me queda fatal, ¿eh?
Prime must have been badly damaged. Large parts of the vision are missing. The data transferred into the commander's mind is incomplete.
You must have seen something.
I was able to interpret the data relayed through your vision, what was there at least, but something was missing. Saren must have the missing information. Maybe he found another beacon. If we can find the missing data from your vision, I can...
Se me muere otra vez.
Sorry. The joining is exhausting. I should go to the medical bay and lie down for a moment.
Dr. Chakwas should take a look at you.
That will not be necessary. I just need some rest. Somewhere quiet.
We're done here. Dismissed.
Faltan asientos ahí por completar.
Report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the council?
Oh, el consejo, no, me da mucha pereza el consejo, ¿eh?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogeny should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
Exogeny tried to study it. Look how that turned out.
Perhaps it's for the best then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human colony.
Perdóname.
Being human had nothing to do with it. They were in trouble.
¿Ahora tendría que haberlos matados a todos?
But sometimes specters have to make sacrifices. I hope you're willing to do that when the time comes.
Bueno, no hacía falta matar a todo el mundo. Tío, me caen fatal los del consejo, te lo digo.
Anything you need, Commander?
Esto es lo mismo.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharos. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the council.
Sí.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Ah, este es el que tenía el L2, es verdad.
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
No thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. It'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Kinetic subsidiary.
I haven't heard anything about Kinetics in a while.
Yeah, they quietly disappeared. Broke up into a bunch of little corps after they botched the training on Jump Zero. After first contact, Kinetics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans.
Así vamos a acabar nosotros.
The Citadel, Kinetics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Es que no creo que tuvieran buenas intenciones, pero voy a ser buena gente.
I'm sure Kinetics did what they thought was best.
It wasn't best for us. They brought in an ex-military Turian named Commander Vernus. A real hard-ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time.
Vale. Vamos a por Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
Me
You look
preocupa.
much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Debes de sentirte sola.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
No, hombre, si te gusta.
You must enjoy something about it.
Claro.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
No, no le digas eso.
No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
La broma.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why
Habla
Benezia
de
joined
tu
up with
madre,
Sarah?
anda.
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run.
A partir de ahora voy a llevar a esta a todos lados. Para coger confianza.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of
Fueron las primeras en llegar a la ciudadela.
disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered.
¡Ojo!
Male and female have no real meaning for
Esto
us.
nos interesa, ¿eh?
We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
Es repugnante.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings.
Pueden quedarse
We can touch the
embarazadas
very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic
sin tener
memory of their
contacto
species.
físico.
We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Vale, o sea que podemos tener un encuentro pasajero y luego yo irme con Tali y todo bien. Nos está explicando su cultura.
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
Venezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face.
Como en Harry
It is a
Potter,
great
sangre
insult
sucia.
among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her
Igual
offspring.
está muerta, ¿sabes?
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she
O
passed away.
falleció, exacto, igual se murió.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure.
Ahora quiero encontrar
Benezia
al padre de
never spoke
esta.
of her partner. Whatever
O
happened,
madre.
it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Claro, porque esta tiene
Sorry, live for
106
1,000
años.
years.
Y es una
What
niña.
happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Vale, pues ya está.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Yes.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
¡Ojo! ¡Que estos se conocen!
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought I was important.
Vale, bueno,
I'll decide
cuéntamelo
what's
ahora.
important. Now tell me how you know Saren.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out.
¡Ojo!
Didn't even wait.
Pues para que Greg se vaya... Para que Greg se vaya... Ojito, ¿eh?
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it.
Igual buscaba a alguien. No a algo.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week.
LOL.
Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
LOL el Saren, loco. Se cargó a todo el mundo para que nadie hablara. Menos mal que se piró.
Commander?
A ver, esta.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Estaba hablando con la hermana. ¡Ojo! ¡Le gusta a Kaidan! ¿Le gusta o qué?
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's
Qué
up?
sosa.
You come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
¡Qué sosa, tío! Pues ahora quiero cotillear de tu familia. Hala, por graciosa.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like your father wasn't around much. Wasn't your family stationed near him?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
No me gusta la poesía, pero supongo que será este, ¿no?
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
Este sí, claro. Es en plan de cachondeo. Es que me suena... Sí, claro. Me suena a cachondeo.
I thought you said he was dead.
You know, from heaven, wherever that is. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Hombre.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Esta es que... Uy, ese señor. Justo iba a decir, a esta no me la puedo ligar porque le contesté mazo de borde. ¿Os acordáis que ayer la contesté mazo de borde y dije, esto ya no me va a echar cuenta, pero... Y este me cae muy bien. Ahora me voy a llevar a este y a la Sari.
There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
Bueno, si es tan tradicional, es normal.
That's tough, but you'd think he'd be impressed you're going after Saren.
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren.
El padre de este creo que sé quién es.
When I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. Me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it.
He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
Bueno, es
I
normal.
I can understand his concern.
You can, but Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policy.
Eso también es verdad.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you,
Me cae bien ese tío. Vale, nos queda Tali.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing. and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief
No,
engineer.
¿por qué? ¿Qué
But I
te
just sort
pasa?
of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard.
Pobrecita.
But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
Ay, yo no quiero que vuelva.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.